The following program is produced by the Tech Talk Radio Network.
This is Alice Cooper, the original Technotard, and you're listening to Tech Talk Radio.
Welcome to another episode of Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeird.
And I'm Justin Lemmy. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Oh,
Good.
Okay.
Yeah?
Good.
It's been a crazy week.
Football's back.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, Shawn. You weren't here with us last week because it's been like sports overload for Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, sports overload.
Yeah.
You mean the epic failure that was Notre Dame football on Peacock?
So what happened with that?
It was not well received.
What do you mean?
They had a lot of issues with audio and syncing and other things, and it was not our fault. It just
No, I mean,
was
your fault.
No, it's not my fault.
Okay.
Everything I did technically went okay. It's just
Technically.
they put Notre Dame football behind a paywall, so people that wanted to find it had to pay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I can imagine all the people that listen to the show that heard us yapping about it coming up. I bet you some guy was sitting in his easy chair going, "It's that Shawn. I tell you, it's that Shawn's fault."
But wait, hold on. If they subscribed to Peacock, they had to pay extra
No,
just to get Notre Dame?
you had to subscribe to Peacock Premium to get the Notre Dame football game.
Or you could just watch it on broadcast television?
No, it wasn't
No,
on.
it was
wasn't.
not. The first home game was not on NBC.
Yeah.
It was
okay.
exclusively on Peacock.
Yeah. You know what I think is really dirty pool? So there's this show on Peacock, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, called Dr. Death. And it's like intense. It's so good. And it's about this true doctor that was in Dallas that, I don't know if you heard about this guy. It's like he got in the operating. It's almost like you let a kid get into the operating room, go have at it, like Doogie Howser, but yet his intentions were great. And this guy was killing patients and maiming them, and but it's true story. So they had the show with Alec Baldwin, Christian Slater, the guy who was in Dawson's Creek, right? And he plays Dr. Death in it. And it was really well done. And I was telling all my friends about it, like I am now, saying how good it is. Well, I'm in Xfinity. And Xfinity, with Xfinity service, if you get internet, you get cable television, you can get Peacock, which is cool, right? Well, I'm telling my friends, so they go to Peacock.tv, they start watching it. 3 episodes in, then they stop it. And this 10-episode series, right? So you only watch the first 3 episodes, and if you want to watch any more, you got to pay for it. So yeah, I was you're seeing a lot of that now with cable doing that kind of stuff.
Yep, and that's why cable's going to be dying off soon.
You kind of wonder, they're doing everything they can to hang on. I got the full thing. I like it. I like the DVR and the whole bit.
The thing that really kills off cable and satellite companies is what they, because they already know they alienated their customers.
Yeah.
Now, again, I work in television. I've worked in television for a long time. Shawn used to work in television as well. So he understands a little bit about this. But for the longest time, customers would complain to cable companies saying, we want a la carte channel choices. Mm-hmm. We don't want to pay an extra $20 a month to get that one channel bundled with a bunch of other channels that we're never going to watch.
Yeah.
And cable companies know how to do it. They'll bundle that one popular channel with like 20 other channels because they know there's no way they're going to sell the other 20 channels unless they bundle one that people do want to watch. So people complained a long time, said we want a la carte, and they didn't listen. And cable companies knew that they didn't really have to do anything at that time because there was no other options.
Yeah.
But now people have started to catch on. And, initially you saw Netflix, and Netflix made a huge dent. And then you had Hulu. And then you've got things like, pretty much every single provider out there, like ESPN or I'm sorry, Disney. Disney Plus has Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney. Then you've got Peacock, which is NBC. You've got
Discovery Plus.
Which is interesting that Peacock, NBC, is owned by Comcast, which is the largest cable provider. But you've got every single channel doing their own streaming service.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want to get AMC, you can just subscribe to AMC and have their own app, or HBO. Cable companies now are like, oh my God, we're losing customers. Well, duh, because you didn't listen 20 years ago when people were demanding a la carte. And now you're losing customers, and now you're like, oh my God, what are we going to do?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, Justin, because you were part of the show back, when we first came here to Tucson. Mm-hmm. One of our first guests in Tucson was a guy who owned Sling, the guy that started the Sling TV, and we had him on it. And that was their goal with Sling, offer a service that you could pay X amount of dollars, and you'd be able to, okay, I only want to watch this, and this, and you could get it. And it worked. And matter of fact, Sling is still out there. They're still doing that.
Now it's owned by DirecTV, and it's back to being just another one of the major providers. Like, you can't just do a la carte anymore. Like, you can't do any of that. I think it's just a little bit too little, too late that cable and satellite companies are trying to do. And so now the only way they can get around stuff is to do what the worst possible thing they can do, and that is to force local television broadcasters to pay more every single time their contract comes up.
Yeah.
And then the provider, let's say it's your local Fox station or your local CBS station, then what does the cable or satellite company do? They take them off the air, and they put up this propaganda about how we're trying to make a fair deal with the company, and they won't want to pay us. And then you got the local CBS or Fox station saying, hey guys, we're trying to make a fair deal, but they don't want to listen. They want more money every single 3-4 years.
Yeah.
They want more and more money. So now we're off the air. So what does that do? It just drives people away from cable and satellite altogether again, even in more.
Honestly, most consumers don't understand that. No matter what the network
I hope
says,
this helps them understand.
No matter what the network says, no matter what the cable company says, they don't get it. They just want their channels. I got to tell you something that I found out. I thought, you know what? If it ever comes down to it again, because there was a period there where I wasn't working. So I had to ditch the cable. The internet was the one thing I kept, and I kept the lowest tier and, was able to survive on that. But I remember, I didn't have that great an antenna. Well, Bob Kale, who works at this station in the afternoon, found an antenna and brought it in. Now, we have DirecTV or Dish, I'm not sure which one, in the studio here in Green Valley at KGVY, and I don't get the local channels. And it's been really, I want to know what's going on with local news. I want to watch K-Gun, and I want to watch not KMIR, but I want to watch, Fox 11, KMSB, KOLD. I want to watch all the local news channels and go back so I know what's happening out there, and I couldn't for the longest time. Bob brings in this antenna, hooks it up to the TV, and I'm not kidding you. The resolution is phenomenal.
Well, I can tell you right now that antenna resolution is going to be better than you can ever get on cable or satellite, because you got to understand, when you're tuning into a over-the-air broadcast, which by law is free, they have to provide free over-the-air broadcasts. You're getting the raw content from the station. When you're tuning in on your local cable or satellite, you're getting a compressed thing. To put this in perspective, go to your cable guide and look at how many channels you have. Even ones that you don't subscribe to. You've got over 1,000 channels, sometimes upwards of 2,000 channels. They have to compress all of those channels into one single cable or one satellite stream. So obviously the quality is going to suffer. If you want to watch the best quality football, baseball, soccer, whatever, and if it happens to be on your local broadcast station, tune in via an antenna, because you're going to get the best quality picture and sound.
Even for sports games.
Oh, even for sports games, but everything in general, but especially for sports, because sports is so fast moving. You get the cameras moving around, players moving around. But also now with the introduction, and some of you may have heard of this, the new ATSC 3.0 standard.
Now what is that?
So ATSC is American Television Standards Cooperative or Corporation, something like that. But it's the 3.0. So what ATSC 3.0 is going to do is going to allow you to watch channels in a different bandwidth, so that way you can watch over-the-air television with your smartphone. Smartphones are going to start to come with ATSC 3 tuners built in, so you can watch over-the-air television on your smartphone. Not only that, but your smart TVs will be able to push down more content, such as polls during games.
All right.
Who do you think's going to win? Bam, a poll comes up in the bottom of your screen. You click on the poll. You can vote to see, who's your favorite team or whose team's going to win. There is just going to be so much more content that ATSC 3 can provide. Now, we're still probably 5 to 10 years away from it becoming mainstream.
Right.
But there are ATSC, they call them lighthouses in most major cities. And a lighthouse is one station's antenna that is acting as a repeater for all of the other stations in the area.
Wow.
So as soon as a station becomes ATSC 3.0 compliant, they will then lease space on a competitor's tower to broadcast their ATSC 3 signal, and then eventually they'll get their own tower or they'll get their own equipment and they can go back to their own tower.
I remember Palm, Sprint and Palm had something similar where you could get over-the-air stations. They were doing something for a little while. That might be, maybe the first iteration of that. And this is years ago.
Oh, that's probably ATSC 2.0.
Or maybe 1.0 if they have.
Yeah, ATSC 3.0 just came out, I think it was like early 2020. So I don't know if anybody's aware of it, but the FCC back in 2018, 2019 had a huge, very super secretive sale of bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, remember, the FCC owns the bandwidth, pretty much owns the bandwidth. You lease it from the FCC.
Right.
So what they did is it's called the repack. They repacked in all of the other type of technologies out there, like cell phones, microwave transmissions, television, and they kind of just rearranged all of the frequencies around to kind of repack them into the big space that is broadcast. And you had everybody from Verizon, AT&T to major television companies. Everybody that had to do something with RF, radio frequency, was involved in the FCC repack. And because of the FCC repack, that's why we have ATSC 3.0.
Now, do you guys believe in this adage? And I don't know if you've ever had to do this. So I'm right now, because I have to have the highest speed internet for my, some of my projects that I work on.
Yeah,
so
right.
I know I don't have the highest speed that is available, but I pay quite a bit for it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I thought you said you had to have the right.
No.
Sorry.
I pay because I needed a higher bandwidth uploading because of the audio that we send, what we call them packets. So the thing is when I break it down and I look at my cable bill every month, which includes the internet, I'm paying in excess of $240 a month. That's a car payment for some people.
Oh, yeah.
But this is what really drove me nuts. The other day, John Mellencamp, he did this yesterday.
Jack and Diane?
Yep. John Mellencamp. And the week before was on Turner Classic Movies, right? And he's on there talking about his favorite movies. They're showing scenes from the movies. And I'm thinking, this is just so cool. He's sitting down with Ben Mankiewicz and they're talking about, what is it, Rebel Without a Cause with James Dean, which, of course, Jack and Diane, they used some of that. I wanted to see it. I go to the channel and it says that it's a different tier. If I want it, I got to pay more or subscribe to that package. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, at $240, to me it seems, watch what you want. Except for the pay channels, watch what you want.
Well, look at what Disney's doing. Disney Plus. You subscribe to Disney Plus, but when you get a brand new movie that comes out, such as Mulan or even Black Widow was the most recent iteration of this, you still got to pay a premium.
Yeah, they call it the Premium Plus. Yeah.
Yeah, Premium Plus.
So you do realize that they did not have success with that.
No.
You
and a lawsuit.
And a lawsuit from Scarlett Johansson. And they've announced that they're doing all of their major releases theatrical again. They're not going to do them on Disney Plus simultaneously.
Yeah. Now, Peacock is getting into this, though, because the next Halloween movie is going to be in theaters and it's going to be on Peacock on the same day. So if you have the Peacock Premium service, so it's a way to keep people interested in paying the $6, the $7, the $14 a month to say, oh, look I get one movie I can watch, with the family and do it that way. It seems ludicrous. It seems like they're going to have to break it down and say, okay, we got to lower the price on what we're doing cable TV wise. If you keep the internet price, fine. But competition is coming with Starlink and some of the other services. So they're going to see a big hit when it comes to that. And now you got TVs that are getting bigger. Did you guys catch a story about the brand new LG TV?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Okay.
Don't remind me, because
All right.
I have a story about a TV right now
Let me
after
tell you.
this.
All right. LG has introduced a brand new 325-inch TV. It's DV LED, which a lot of people, you just tell them it's LED. They don't. That's all they care about. They don't know what OLED, QLED. They don't know what that means.
I actually just bought that TV today.
Well, if you did, I'm very impressed, because maybe not the 325-inch.
No,
TV.
no, 325 inch. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 81 inches all the way up to 325 inches. You'll shell out for the 81-inch model $70,000. For the 325-inch model, $1.7 million.
Okay, I lied.
Yeah. You should have let me get to that point.
Is it one screen or is it
It's
modular?
one screen, like Panasonic did when they first introduced the 100-inch. They would have to send an engineer to your home to install it. This is the same way. $1.7 million for a 325-inch television. And I'm thinking, how long is that TV going to last? You going to spend that much?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell you a story about a TV?
All right. So you didn't buy this one?
No, I didn't buy this one.
Okay. All right.
However, so recently we talked about in the show, my main floor television failed on me. It just wouldn't boot up. So what I did was I moved the basement television, which was a 70-inch LG TV, to the main floor.
Right.
And then I bought a new 4K 75-inch television for the basement.
That's a big TV.
Oh, it's a massive TV. It's well enough size for my basement. Like, I couldn't even go any. I mean, if I could go to an 80 if I really wanted to, but I don't. I spent $2,500 on this 75-inch TV because I wanted a decent, good quality TV. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I moved the basement 70-inch LG that we bought when we first moved in. That's 6 years ago. Now I bought that LG at a now defunct store called Paul's Electronics here in Denver, and they were going out of business. Now I had already priced out this model, and it was like, I think when I priced it out, it was like $2,500.
Right.
But when I went to go buy it, they were going out of business, and they were selling all the floor models. And I'm like, oh, well, there's the model that I wanted. How much do you want for it? And I believe I paid like $1,800 for the 70-inch.
Wow.
But that was back then, and that was also not 4K at the time. But that was my theater quality TV.
Right.
I moved that upstairs to the main floor. Now, within that 6 years that we had it in the basement, we hardly ever used it because pretty much after Eric was born, we never went down to the basement for a good 2 to 3 years. Basically, we never turned it on. And again, the key point is it was a former display model. So it had already had, according to its about settings, when you go into about, it had already had 1,000 lamp hours. And again, at that time, it was in store mode, which is full brightness, full contrast.
Wait, is there a way to do this on your TV so you can see how long it's been?
Not every single TV can do it, but a lot of them can.
Nice.
If you can go into the about section on your TV, it should tell you what the lamp hours are.
Right.
So at that time, it already had 1,000 lamp hours.
Wow.
And I was doing a lot of research on it. I'm like, wow, 1,000 lamp hours, is that going to be good enough for many years going forward? And people were like, oh, you'll get easily 10,000, lamp hours out of it. Or some people were saying 6,000 lamp hours. Some people were saying 7,000. Anyway, fast forward to this morning, I go to turn on the TV. TV turns on fine. And all of a sudden, the left side of the TV, the back panel, just shuts off. Oh, no. So half the TV is lit up, half the TV's not, because it's LED back panel. It's LED or LCD, excuse me. Is it LED? It might have been LED. Yeah. It might have LED. But anyway, half the panel shuts off. Then the whole panel just shuts off.
Oh no.
So now I got a black screen, but I'm still getting audio. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. So I decided to go factory reset. That seemed to help. I'm like, wow, okay, it seems to be working. So if I would leave it on the TV mode, again, I have an antenna so I can get the local stations. If I leave it on TV, it worked for like a good hour and a half, no problems. And then I would switch to HDMI 1, and that's when the problem would start. So I'm like, oh, maybe I've got a bad HDMI port.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I can switch to a different one. Nope. Go back to TV mode. again, same thing. It just cuts out. The panel cuts out. I'm like,
Oh,
all right,
no.
that's it. So I got it to boot up. I went into the lamp hours, and it had just shy of 6,000 lamp hours, which is where people were starting to comment back when I was searching on this, 6,000 lamp hours. But again, 6,000 lamp hours with 1,000 of those being at full brightness, full contrast.
Right.
So you're talking, you were like, if you were comparing this to a car, you were redlining it, right? For like a
Right.
good year straight,
Oh,
10
man.
to 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I got my use out of it, but it failed. So I had to buy a new TV today.
Okay.
I bought an LG. It's a 65 inch. It's a little bit smaller than the 70 inch.
Right.
But it's another LG. I do like the brand LG.
That's what I've got. I've got one of those too.
So it's a 65 inch LG, but it's a nano. It's the nano LED. So it's basically to compete with Samsung's QLED, which both the nano LED and the QLED are one step below the OLED platforms, which are like the super dark, black, crisp, clear panels. The QLED is Samsung. The nano LED is LG, and then Samsung, QLED, and also OLED is basically across
He's
the
not
board.
reading this, everybody.
No,
He's like
I'm
pulling
looking
that
over at my
pulling
TV
it
to
out
make
of the
sure.
air.
I'm like, I got a Samsung, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my 75 inch is a Samsung. The new one. So here's the thing. I'm like 65 inches. What's the box dimensions, right?
Right.
I'm measuring the box dimensions on the website. I measure the back of my Ford Explorer. I'm like, well, it can't stand up completely upright, but I can tilt it.
Yeah.
Put a blanket underneath it, to kind of, keep it stir. So I go to Best Buy to pick it up. Guy comes out with the thing. He's like, yeah, sir. So we do not recommend that you transport these laying flat or anything. And I said, well, what about tilted? And he goes, well, tilted is actually even worse.
Right.
Because you're putting pressure onto one point of the television screen, and they're so thin that even the slightest amount of pressure can crack the glass or break the LED panel. And so he's like, look, at the end of the day, and he said this like 6 different times.
The end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's your TV.
For what
At the
it's
end
worth.
of the day, it's your TV. And
For
if
what
you
it's
take
worth.
this, for what it's worth, it's your TV. And if you want to take it, I mean, by all means, we'll put it in here, but we're not going to take it back. If you get home and put this up on your wall and it doesn't work, we're not taking it back.
So what did you have? Misa and Eric walk it home, right?
Oh, no, just Eric. I attached it to his scooter. And I said, here, we'll see in 3 hours. No, I was like, I told the guy, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, you guys do this every single day. And
Well, that's what they want. They want to deliver it.
Not everybody, well, the delivery is free anyway. Delivery doesn't cost extra. But not everybody has a truck that they can put things fully upright and strap it down to be fully upright the entire time.
All right.
My neighbor across the street was like, I'll let you borrow my truck. And that's how I got my 75-inch home.
Yeah.
I borrowed his truck, but I laid it down flat against their wishes, and it works fine.
Yeah.
But he goes, look, man, you can lay it down, but tilting it is the worst thing you can do because you're putting pressure on a certain point when it rests up against, your car side. You're putting a pressure point on it.
Yeah, I guess.
He's like, basically, I would say in order of operations, best to worst, stand up straight, flat, laying down flat, and then tilted is the worst. And I'm like, well,
great.
What am I going to do here? He's like, well, we offer free delivery.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, not today. He's like, well, of course not today, but let's go inside and see what we can do. So we go inside.
Oh, I hate that. Then you
We
gotta
go
wait.
inside. Well, we go inside. Then he's like, oh, well, we can't refund the TV because you just picked it up and we have to wait 30 minutes for the system to refresh everything before we can return the TV and then resell it back to you with delivery. And I'm like, oh my God.
No.
So then I had to wait for a little while. We finally got it set up. Anyway, long story short, I know it's long.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, I'm going to get my TV delivered on Friday.
Oh, I see. I hate that. When you
And-
buy something, you got to wait.
Well, but here's the bright side of it, though. And
No pun intended.
No pun intended. For the extra $30,
Yeah.
they're going to take away the old TV. If I would have taken that TV to the recycling center, it would have cost me $55.
Oh, man. I didn't
Actually,
know
no, it would have cost me $70 because it's a 70-inch.
Right.
It's $1 per inch. So
Wow.
it's actually cheaper to have Best Buy come, deliver the new TV, and take the old TV back.
that. Oh, there you go. That's not that bad a deal then. So you kind of save.
So we'll see what happens.
We're going to take a quick break. We come back. Shawn has been biting at the bit because he's got something big that he wants to share with us.
All right.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. We'll take a look at that. We'll find out what it is when we come back. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeird.
And I'm Justin. Find us on the web, TechtalkRadio.com. We'll be right back.
And now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
Welcome back to Tech Talk Radio. Now, Shawn, you have been sitting there biting at the bit to tell us some sort of big news. What do you got to say? What's going on?
Well, so it's not, let's just put it this way. I need some advice.
All right.
And
Okay.
it has to do with technology.
Okay.
I need you guys to help me pick out.
Wait, I got it. Before you even go, I know what it is. Did you shut it down and restart it?
No.
I think I know where he's going with this, and I
All
don't
right.
think he can do that.
Okay, all right.
No.
Go ahead.
So here's what I need. I need some advice. I need the brain trust of Tech Talk Radio to come together to recommend me the best baby monitor.
I knew it! Oh my God, really? Oh, that is awesome. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Oh,
dude.
man, that is awesome.
So I have a feeling I'm going to be able to review some baby tech coming up.
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
yes, you
Yeah.
are.
Well, when
So
that's
anybody
awesome.
out there listening need somebody to
When's the due date?
March 31st.
March
Oh,
31st.
that is
okay.
so cool.
All right.
Wow.
Awesome.
Who's the dad? No, I'm kidding.
Does Caitlin know?
I am so happy for you.
Caitlin, no. Yeah, so I've got a list of things that I want to try out. I know that some of my cousins
Okay.
just had kids, so they've
Let me give
been
you-
doing
let me-
video cameras and stuff like that. So
Let me
guys,
give
if you're
you-
listening,
Yeah.
baby monitor.
You
Let's
watch,
go.
yes.
Justin went through this, so all right.
Let me give you a little bit of other, not necessarily technology advice, but let me give you one piece of advice right off the bat. Buy the onesies with zippers, not buttons.
Why is that?
Because 3 a.m. when you're changing a diaper, do you want to have to button all 32 buttons?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that part. It's
All
been
right.
a while for me. So
Yeah. So do not buy onesies with buttons. They look cute. Don't buy them. Buy the ones with zippers.
You know, Shawn, this is really a great time to be a parent if you like technology because when it's been 28 years since I've been a parent, but when you look at around,
What do you mean 28 years since you've been a parent? You're still a parent.
Well, I am, but I'm still of a newborn. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, you look at it now. Like Justin, you were one of the last to take a look at a product that they sent us, the
Yep.
Owlette.
Yep.
And I don't know if you looked at the Owlette, but Owlette is pretty cool. It goes on the baby's foot.
Yep.
And it monitors their heartbeat and all of that.
Breathing,
stuff.
oxygen levels.
Yeah, Caitlin's already actually pre-ordered one of those.
Yeah. That-
Pre-ordered? What do you mean pre-ordered? They're already
Or
out.
bought it, whatever. man.
Oh, okay, okay.
She recommended that we
Well-
want to get it. She's like, you guys should talk about this on the show. So
Yeah, so
she's
I
already
did
telling
have
me what to talk about on the show.
I did have the Owlette.
Did you
I-
like it though?
I actually found it to be wow. I found it to be more stressful, to be honest, because I was constantly having to think. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Like if I didn't have it, then I was constantly worried about if he's breathing correctly. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
did he turn himself over and whatnot, and he can't breathe. But then when I had it, I kept like waking up to every little sound, thinking that was the Owlette going off and telling me that, hey, your baby. Never once did it actually go off. The only way I actually got it to go off was I literally had to, force it to go off by like putting water or whatever, or disconnecting it from him. And then it would say, oh God, everything's wrong.
Yeah.
It's a good product. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. However, I think their niche market is parents that are just overly sensitive to this. And I get it. First time parent, I was there. First time parent, you're like, oh my God, I don't want nothing bad to happen to my baby. It's the same thing with that product, the D-Choker. They have that product called the D-Choker.
Yeah,
And I
I've
see
seen
these
that.
ads on my Facebook all the time. And now that I mention it, you guys are, well, not you, Shawn, because you don't have Facebook, but you're going to see things about the D-Choker. And it's like, oh my God, another kid was saved by the D-Choker. And it's like, oh, I should get one of these because if my child ever chokes, I have this thing to just pop it out right away.
Yeah.
What are the chances that's going to happen? Probably pretty slim, but you still as a parent, you're like, oh my God, I got to have this. So that kind of fits in that category of the Owlette. You're thinking, oh my God, I got to have this. So that's not a bad product. It definitely has its good uses. For me personally, I just kind of felt, I don't know. I felt like it just wasn't something that I wanted to have to worry about every single night. And they outgrow them pretty quickly because once they start moving around and they can flip themselves over, you're going to start to get false alarms.
And that's the thing, though, as they grow, there's going to be a lot of technology that will be perfect for that age range. And they've gone from toddler to infant. Suddenly you're using different technology. Now, I am thinking since you are a big fan of Wise, and a lot of people have used the Wise cams as baby monitors because they offer the two-way. Owlette does have a 2-pack Smart HD baby kit. Baby monitor for video monitoring, but Wise, and it's sad because some people use the pet camera, which amazing. You could find the Wise cameras now at pet stores more than you can in retail locations. You find them at the pet shops.
Well, and for those who like the PTZ one, Wise just dropped their version 2 of the PTZ today.
Oh, that's
you
right.
took it from me.
Well,
he's going to talk about that later.
He's the Wise guy.
I was going to at least lead into it for you to talk about it, but fine, we'll talk about it now.
So PTZ, for our listeners who don't know what that means, that takes it from being a static camera to one that you can actually, as the user, control, right?
Yeah, pan, tilt, zoom.
Tilt, and zoom.
Yep.
All right.
So PTZ.
But no, I would say in terms of here's the downside of having a Wise cam for the baby monitor. One, hackable. Now, I know Wise is really good about updating their firmware. However, having a internet-based camera, and they call that the IoT, Internet of Things, having a camera that is exposed to the internet invites anybody into your house that can possibly bypass your security, get into the camera, then they can just keep eyes on your child or even talk to your child or do some crazy stuff, right?
But once you put it on, so I for my daughter, Scarlett, who is due in, looks like they're going to be moving it up to October. I got her the VTech. Now that's wireless. So you go from, you've got a controller that's wireless that connects to the
cameras. Ad hoc network. It's an ad hoc network.
So does that eliminate the possibility of a hack?
Potentially, but there's also a downside. So if somebody's sitting within range of your ad hoc network and they have an RF scanner that can scan. Now, I'm talking, this is extreme measures here. If somebody really was that close to your baby monitor that was an ad hoc network that was just using its own private, they could potentially get into that and talk to your child or watch your child, but they would have to be within distance of the RF signal. And that's very confined to just your house, and there's no security on that. So at least there is security in the Wise cams, but I have an ad hoc network camera. I can't remember the model right off the top of my head. It's worked well for us for years. It has a little separate device. You just set it off to the side, and it monitors the baby, and you can talk back to it and all that stuff. But as time goes on, the battery gets less and less. The other thing is with Wise Cam, you gotta have a dedicated device to watch it. You gotta be using your phone, or you gotta be using a tablet, and it's gotta be on all the time because you don't know when the baby's gonna start screaming, right? So Shawn, you're down in the basement, baby's gonna be upstairs, right, up on the upper floor
with mom.
You're not gonna, well, maybe not. Maybe what if mom is down there? You're not gonna hear the baby scream unless you've got that app for the Wise Cam open on your phone constantly. If you switch to Google Chrome or Facebook or whatever, that Wise Cam feed goes out the window. Now you don't have the ability to listen to what you need to be listening to.
I don't think Wise has a good solution for this yet.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they do.
That's something that I am going to have to do some research on. And
I'd just say go with a VTech or something like that. A standalone baby monitor.
I've got other family that are just now going through it. Caitlin's sister has a 3-month-old. They've got one of these cameras and stuff. So I've got plenty of people to know with some experience on these things. But
now Shawn, though, for our, we do get companies that listen to us. So for Shawn that is got the baby on the way, that means now, you got a product you want to, that could be a tablet too, like a baby tablet, maybe something for dad, like a cool game.
Well, you're gonna definitely need things like I'm not going to try to pry here or anything, but if Caitlin's going to be doing breastfeeding, you're going to want a breastfeeding pillow. right? Because
right.
those are going to be very comfortable for her to be able to do that.
Is there a tech angle there?
A little bit, because I mean, the
You
way
could
they
build
design
Wi-Fi
these
into
things-
it.
Sure, why not? You can build like a soothing, like vibrating thing to soothe the baby or so. I don't know, whatever. But you're also going to want things like, oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, there's just so much when it comes to a baby that you don't even realize you need until.
What are some of the things that you're thinking of, Shawn? Like,
Oh God, mostly the camera.
yeah,
I'm already thinking about toys, games,
books?
books that light up,
Pete the
books that
Cat.
make music.
Pete the Cat.
Pete the Cat. Is that a good
Pete
book?
the Cat is a great series of books for kids. Pete the Cat. Absolutely. Pete the Cat. Love Pete the Cat. Eric loves Pete the Cat. Tablets, obviously probably too young to even talk about that because it's a baby.
I'm not worried about that right now.
But when they get to 3-4 years old, Amazon Fire tablets with the kids edition. It comes with the foam outer ring to it to help, in case it drops. Also, Amazon's really cool about this. If it drops and it cracks the screen, within, I think it's a 2-year warranty, they'll automatically just give you another one for free.
Right.
So that's pretty a cool thing. But if you're talking about, later on in life, 4, 5, 6 years old, coding, get them into coding because coding is a huge future for our children. Get them into things like CodeSpark. ABC Mouse is another great application that you can get on your tablet that'll just teach all kinds of things from shapes to colors to numbers to letters. But like CodeSpark is more about designing your own video game, figuring out the process of coding.
I think
like
you're
that.
getting a little ahead of me. He wants to enjoy him as an infant.
Hey, I got almost a 5-year-old. Okay, I'm thinking about him right now. No,
Yeah. Plus, you got you got great technology now in the car seats as well. The car seats,
definitely. Car seats. Oh, don't get the most expensive car seat and stroller. Seriously,
Graco's good.
I see people go out and they spend thousands of dollars on a stroller just to be 2 years later. They're like, hey, everybody, we paid $1,000 for this. He's outgrowing it. We're looking to sell it for $800. It's like, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Like, don't just get the cheapest, get a
Look at the
Graco.
cheapest.
Not the cheapest, but get a Graco or something like that.
Our babies, when they were small, our girls, Scarlett and Destiny, they were within a year and 3 months. So we had to get and I mean, you never know. I mean, twins, maybe? It could be.
We know it's not twins.
Okay, good. So you've gotten that far. This is the first we've heard about this, and I got to tell you, I'm overjoyed. I just love it. I can see you. I can actually see Shawn via the camera, and I can tell he's just brimming. He's beaming.
Like...
Yeah, you both are going to be some great parents. It's such a fun time because, again, there's so much out there with the cameras that are available to just help keep an eye on your baby. You're just going to be looking at it. And then you're going to start doing what I do. Now, I don't know if you still have an Instagram account, but I'm very excited for my grandson that's going to be coming. August is his name. That I get onto Instagram Reels and I get lost. And what am I looking at? Baby videos. Mm-hmm. The little baby videos, and I'll scroll up and see another one and put a big old smile on my face. You're going to be doing the same thing, Dad.
Oh, yeah. It's obviously going to change you. Totally. Because you're going to start to see kids in a whole new light, and you're going to start to really appreciate those videos. But I'm going to tell you one more tech tip, Shawn, for you. Go ahead and just sell all your computer stuff. Because you're not going to have time to play games anymore.
Oh, no. And there's one that's coming. A lot of people talking about it. We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll find out a little more about that game. I think Shawn might have some insight of that. We'll be back with more of Tech Talk Radio.
Now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
Did you all know this week, IT Week?
Oh, that's right. IT Professionals Week.
Oh, yeah.
So, you guys got your own week. Isn't that cool?
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Justin's way more of an IT professional than I am.
And I got
my
nothing.
job is turning way into IT. So I'm learning so much about IT.
Got an IT joke for you. All right. See if you guys know this one. Why do you name your network printer Bob Marley?
Yeah, I know.
Wait, hold on. Why do you name your network printer
Bob Marley?
Because it's always jamming?
Yes. Always jamming. That's the one right there. All right. One of the big games a lot of people are talking about. We've talked about Blizzard in the past and some of the issues that they've gone through. But it looks like they're going to be moving forward with Diablo II. Have you got any more info on that, Shawn?
They have a release date, so it's September 23rd.
Wait,
Right.
release dates.
for what now?
Diablo 2.
Diablo 2 remastered.
Remastered.
Diablo,
so
Diablo 2 resurrected.
so it's
Right.
basically just going to look better.
It's an HD skin over the original game, with
So when is
quality of life
Diablo?
updates and some other things, and rumored that they're going to have new content for it and some other things like that too. So
Wait, so when is Diablo? What is it? Is it Diablo 3 or Diablo 4 is the brand new one?
yeah, Diablo 4 is the new one, and they've been giving quarterly updates about that. So I don't know what the current status is, but that's pushed into early 2022.
Now, the big concern, though, is because, the Warcraft one that they had just put out, it didn't do so well, did it?
It did. They rushed it out. The graphics were bad. It had issues with multiplayer. It just was not a good release for them. Now Blizzard's going through this whole, I wouldn't call it a scandal, but they're having some issues, and they're going through some lawsuits, and they're being sued by the SEC and
Yep.
a bunch of other stuff. And Activision Blizzard is imploding. So
Right.
they're not very liked among the gaming world right now. So
Yeah.
Well, is the gaming community kind of excited about this Diablo 2, this kind of remastered? Do they think
yeah,
this could
people
be
are excited about it because Diablo 2 it is a great game.
right?
It's probably the game I spent the most amount of my childhood and my adult life playing. It's a 21-year-old game.
I could never really get into Diablo though because I'm not really into the hack and slash. But maybe as I get older, it actually seems to be more interesting.
I remember playing the original Diablo, and I liked it. And
Yeah, did you know the original Diablo was actually first released on PlayStation?
Really?
really, no,
Yeah, and then PC. It came out on PC. It was also there for PlayStation. Then they had an expansion for Diablo, the original Diablo, called Hellfire, which you can get off of an app called Good Old Games. It's like Steam, but for old games. My father-in-law likes to play some of those older games, so he and I have played Diablo 2. We played that together and things like that. He's actually excited too for the remaster. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited for it. My friends are excited for it. I actually took Thursday off specifically to play it.
Ooh. Wait,
So-
don't tell your boss that.
The remake is good. It supports widescreen, so it's no longer 800 by 600. It's improved sound, improved graphics, improved gameplay. They fixed some bugs. They fixed the online stuff. We'll see how it goes. I don't have a home football game this weekend, so my Saturday is
And
free.
you don't have any kids right now?
Yeah, just wait.
Yeah,
Just wait.
I've got to get in as much gaming as I can.
Get in your gaming now,
6
bud,
months.
because otherwise, you know what you can do? Here's a tech thing, okay? Get yourself one of those baby carriers, right?
A baby Bjorn.
A baby Bjorn, right? We had one. We loved a baby Bjorn. Get a baby Bjorn, and then you can sit there and play while your kid sleeps on your chest.
Oh yeah, I've got it all figured out. I hope.
Oh, do
Wow.
you now?
Now, all right,
No, I'm so terrified.
Yeah. He's like, no, I'm scared bleepless.
now, Justin, you mentioned Battlefield.
Yeah.
It's funny because, for years, Battlefield was kind of like, pushed to the side. Then you had Call of Duty. That was the big game. Not the case anymore. Seems like everybody is just clamoring for Battlefield. What are your thoughts on this one?
I'm super excited for it because I am so tired of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Call of Duty is it's really gone downhill. And it seems to be that if you're a streamer that's out there playing and you want to grow your channel, the only way to grow it is if you stream Call of Duty, which I just don't understand. There are so many other good games out there, but people only want to watch Call of Duty. Battlefield, it's been so many years since a new one came out. I guarantee you, as soon as it does come out, all those Call of Duty players are going to be switching over to Battlefield because that's how they're going to grow their channels, because everybody's going to want to watch Battlefield. Now, downside is this is EA. EA has never been good with figuring out release. Any game they release, there's always major problems.
Right.
But hopefully this time they'll learn their lesson. I highly doubt it, but hopefully they'll learn their lesson this time and we'll get a good release.
I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to have for the holiday season. They keep talking about different games, different movies, the entertainment options that we're probably going to have towards November and December, whether it be music, whether it be TV, whether it be movies, and of course video games. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Consoles, are they more in stock now, or are they still affected by the chip shortage?
The chip shortage is going to be for a long time. And interesting thing about that, I was watching YouTube and I was watching Linus Tech Tips.
Right.
And he talked to some
Linus
industry-
Torvald?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Right. No?
No, not Linus Torvald, not the guy that invented Linux.
Right.
Linus Tech Tips. It's a channel on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I just figured it was Linus Torvald.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not him.
Not Linus from Snoopy?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you please stop? Anyway, this guy was talking about. He talked to some insiders about that, and he basically said, this whole shortage of chips and GPUs and everything is because people are just buying too much of it. All the manufacturers, they kind of decreased their forecast sales before right when the pandemic hit, because they figured nobody was going to be buying it. They were really wrong. And now that they, cut their orders down, now they can't reorder those same orders because those orders have been sold to other manufacturers. So the thing is we're finding silicon. We're finding it just everywhere, though. I mean, it is in toasters now. Well, yeah, it is. And that's the thing. That's why you can't find the same stuff in graphics cards or CPUs or whatever. Because
even Amazon is building its own TVs now.
Yeah. So, yeah, just go check out, Linus Tech Tips if you want to see this particular video, because it really talks about this shortage of silicon and where we're going to be. He kind of predicts that we're going to be like this till like 2023.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah, but
if you're really interested in getting an Xbox, Walmart has the best deal right now.
Okay.
Because Walmart has what they're calling the Xbox All Access. You can get an Xbox Series S or an Xbox Series X for a monthly payment for 24 months. You open a line of credit through Walmart, they ship you the Xbox, and you pay them monthly.
Interesting.
It's guaranteed. You shop now, you get it. You pay a monthly, you get one. My brother did it. But I'm going to tell you, you have to open a line of credit. And it's no interest if you make all your payments on time.
Wow.
You don't make your payment, now you owe all of the interest that's been accrued.
Oh, deferred,
This is how they get you.
That's
how they
not
get you,
good.
man.
Not to say that Walmart's bad, but they draw a certain clientele
Oh, of course they do.
that
They know
won't be able
this.
to make their payments on time.
When I shop at Walmart.
Well, you're not necessarily the clientele they're looking at. But no, he's got a point.
Yeah.
They're preying on people that they know that won't be able to pay their payments but want one of these. So they know this.
What are they going to do? Repo Xboxes?
No, they'll put collections and put liens and stuff.
Or
Send to collections
will they
and-
go the way of Samsung or LG, whoever did it, and brick them?
Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
Could
Well,
you imagine?
no, because it goes through the only way they can do that is if they went through Microsoft, and Microsoft's, hey, they're still paying their Xbox Live subscription. We're not going to do nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting approach to, if you want to get one, open a line of credit in Walmart and
I could see them happening if you opened a line of credit with Microsoft and got one.
Sure.
But if you're opening a line of credit through Walmart, Microsoft's like, yo, bro, that's your deal. You figure it out. They're not going to brick an Xbox.
But
Not
I
gonna
just thought
happen.
I had not seen any other vendors do that, and I'm curious if we'll see it from other places.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's crazy. I remember at one point I wanted to get the Xbox, the first one, so bad that and it was one time when work was a little tight, and I remember thinking, get it from Rent-A-Center, one of the rental places where you can rent to own, and I thought, don't need it that bad, because in those cases sometimes you're going to pay a little more than getting it, and that's the way it is with some of these places that do this. Pay on monthly installments through electronics, so you're going to pay a little more money. If you're smart, you shop around, you save it up. Somebody made a very interesting point, and we're talking finances here. Let me see what you guys think. That they should stop teaching Algebra 2 in high school.
What? Well,
but there's an add-on to that. But instead, teach finance, teach technology, teach coding, because Algebra 2 is not going to be used, whereas the understanding of the way the system works, the way finances works, how to manage a budget, that's more important than Algebra 2. I know I might have some mathematicians angry at me,
No.
but it's what I read, and I thought, it's kind of makes sense.
There are certain industries that do use algebra, and I remember talking to a friend about this, and he was like, "No, algebra 2 is very useful for me."
Right.
For me personally, I've never used algebra in my life, besides high school.
But wouldn't that be better if that was taught in college or even at the JC level?
Sure, maybe. Yeah, sure.
You know?
I do agree with what you're saying to a certain extent that maybe algebra 1 would be taught in high schools, and then if you want to continue on that path, you go to algebra 2 in college or whatnot. But like, yeah, I can totally see that. But at the same time, I would rather see things like you were mentioning. People used to say balancing checkbooks. Who uses a checkbook anymore? Nowadays.
No.
But just simple,
Make it a budget.
everyday finances, budget. Wait, you use a checkbook?
You
Oh, that's
really
right.
use-
You're also not on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have it. Caitlin and I
welcome
both
to
use
2021,
checks. We still use
Shawn.
checks on them probably a weekly basis.
Do you make your own butter too?
No.
All right, we're gonna take a
Stone Age.
we're gonna take a break. We come back. We'll have a website we want you to check out with more of Tech Talk Radio. We're just around the corner.
This is Stephen Wright. You're listening to Tech Talk Radio.
Yeah,
That?
something along that line.
Yeah, I guess that was it. All right.
Let's go with it. I love it.
No, I'll say it anyway. All right, this is Stephen Wright, and you're listening to Tech Talk Radio. But, I've already been saying it.
And we're back with Tech Talk Radio. So this part of the segment, we wanted to do a kind of a little gadget show off here. So I've got
Everybody goes to the store and just sees something on the shelves, and
Right.
you got to buy it.
yeah,
I think
of course.
everybody has one.
And that's what you
Andy,
did.
have one. You've got one, right?
I don't.
Andy just said he had one.
I don't have one.
Oh, I'm the only one then. Fine. I bought
Why would Andy need
a
one in
Costco.
Arizona?
All right, so what did you buy?
So I went through Costco the other day and I saw this. It's made by Zippo. It's called a Heat Bank 9S.
All right. Now,
So
what
it's a
does it do?
It's a rechargeable hand warmer.
Again, why would Andy need one in Arizona?
I don't know.
My hands get cold in the morning sometimes. Yeah.
But I use these when I work outside on events in the wintertime.
Yo,
And you
yeah.
just have those, you have the chemical ones that you break apart and you shake them up and
Oh,
they get
yeah.
hot for a while. So I'm curious to see how this holds up. It was like $15.
I got to
cheap.
get one of those.
That's actually pretty cool.
But it's rechargeable, but you could also use it as a power bank. It's a 5,200 milliamp hour.
Wow.
So it could probably charge my phone twice
Right?
if I had to, or it just heats up.
How much was
Have
it?
it up.
You said
I would say
15.
less than $20.
So that's pretty cool. So you could if you've got somebody that lives in colder climate, you could have them get that.
They're
Yeah, as
not
a gift.
available down here.
They're not.
And they're not available on Costco.com in Denver.
You just have to go into the
Shawn,
store.
can you buy one of those for me and send it to me?
The
Seriously.
problem with Costco is they never have the same thing twice. So I'm never going to see this at Costco again.
Yeah.
Well, when was the last? When did you pick it up?
I don't know, a week ago probably.
Could be
Okay, well,
sold
go,
out.
Go back tomorrow and buy another one for me.
All right, I'll ship it to you.
Okay, yes, please do. I'll pay you for it.
All right, I've got something to show. I'm going to be delving into this. Maybe you guys have had experience of this. This is from Logitech. It's because my doorbell camera went on the fritz. I got the Ring. This is Circle View from Logitech, but it uses the Apple Home Kit. Have any of you worked with that before? So it means I have to use an Apple device to be
Well,
able to
first
view.
off, you said Apple, so absolutely I'm out.
Yeah.
And for those reasons, I'm out.
Okay, Shark Tank. But it works with the Apple Home Kit. It has to be installed electronically. So I got to go in there and change the doorbell transformer. But either way, should be kind of cool. So I'll report my experiences on this very soon. And before we get out of here, what is that website you mentioned earlier, Shawn, that is for games?
Oh yeah, it's called GOG.com. Good Old Games. It's just a resource for They have a downloader and everything, so you can go and you pay $5-6 for these really old games like Wolfenstein, Doom, Hexus, Quake, Diablo II. You can buy them and you can download them. They're old games reconfigured for the new machines.
You can also find
So
new
don't-
games there, though.
Yeah.
You can also find new games there, but most of the games I have on there are old games. King's Quest V, a game I played a lot growing up. It's I don't have to worry about finding the disc and trying to see if it's compatible, and it's been remastered to be worked on modern systems. Good old games. GOG.com. It's great. And I don't know. I've had a lot of fun playing and a lot of nostalgia.
All right.
there.
So once again, biggest thing on this show today. Sean's going to be a dad.
Daddy.
That is so cool. So congratulations, Shawn.
Welcome to the club.
Yep. So we'll definitely have a show for you next week, talking about the latest in technology. We want your comments, so please give us a comment. If you're on iTunes, leave us a review. You can do that all at Tech Talk Radio. You'll find the links on our website at techtalkradio.com. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeird.
And I'm Justin Lemmy. Have yourselves a great week.